The Awakening. Shadows over Manhattan. New York City had seen its share of disasters. Aliens, symbiotes, supervillains, Spider-Man had faced them all. But tonight, a subtle, unnatural hush fell over the streets. Even the neon lights seemed dimmer, flickering like warning signals. Peter Parker perched atop the Chrysler Building, webline in hand, scanning the streets below. His spider sense prickled. Not a danger he could see, but something darker. Something alive. Across rooftops, he noticed a faint shimmer. A ripple in the air, almost invisible, like heat waves, but colder, alien. "Okay, Parker, your spidey sense is screaming run," he muttered to himself. "But that's never been my style." The first nest. A warehouse on the Lower East Side had gone completely dark, yet glowing green veins pulsed faintly along the walls. Peter landed on the roof, crouching. The building thrummed with life, soft chittering, clicking, almost like a heartbeat, but the sound was wrong. Mechanical yet organic, alive yet alien. Inside, crates had been ripped apart. Floors and walls were slick with green biomucus, and hundreds of insect-like drones crawled across every surface, glowing faintly. They were bigger than any earthly insect, wings shimmering with unnatural energy, mandibles clicking rhythmically. And then he saw it. A massive egg, larger than a human torso, cracked open. A glowing insectoid larva emerged, hissing, wings folded like a knife. It turned toward him, clicking, sensing him. Spider-Man fired a web, yanking it backward, but more eggs began to crack. The sound was deafening. Hundreds of hisses, the birth cry of a hive awakening. The insect gods. From the shadows, a voice echoed. Not through air, but through Peter's mind. Earth is fertile. Its people ours. The warehouse walls seemed to breathe. Cracks spread, glowing glyphs pulsating. From the deepest shadows, a massive insectoid figure emerged. Its chitin gleamed emerald and black, wings stretching like cathedral arches. Multiple eyes glowed across its face, each observing, calculating. Peter stumbled backward. "What the hell are you?" "We are the insect gods. Your world is ours by right. All life will serve the nest or be consumed." His heart raced. He fired webs, swung between broken crates, but for every creature he struck, two more replaced it. Chaos unleashed. The insect gods' drones burst out of the warehouse, spilling into the streets. Cars screeched, tires skidded, civilians screamed. The swarm adapted instantly, crawling up walls, breaking windows, and enveloping the first responders. Spider-Man swung into action, firing webs in every direction. He slammed drones into steel beams, twisted their legs, and ripped apart eggs with explosive webbing. Still, the hive kept expanding. Every moment he saved civilians, more were cocooned. Their bodies shimmered, green veins creeping beneath their skin. Spider-Man's stomach churned. He had fought monsters before, but this was evolution itself against him. A distant warning. MJ's voice crackled over the comms. "Peter, something's happening at the docks. The sky, it's green." Peter's eyes darted toward the harbor. Dozens of meteors, or were they eggs, fell from the sky, green light splintering across the cityscape. Each impact birthed more drones, each pulse feeding the hive's energy. He swung toward the docks, dodging debris, acid, and flying drones. His heart pounded. The city felt like it was alive, and it was turning against him. First contact. At the docks. The largest egg yet pulsed with an unearthly glow. Peter landed, crouched low. The creature inside shattered the shell. A humanoid insect god, taller than a bus. Mandibles clicking, wings folding like blades. Its voice carried through his skull. "Your resistance is futile, Spider. The nest awakens. Submit or be transformed." Spider-Man fired web after web, but the creature's reflexes were faster than anything he had faced. One swipe of a claw shredded steel containers like paper, sending explosions and debris into the night sky. He leapt, swinging over containers, trying to buy time, try to save civilians. But as he did, the creature screeched, and the docks themselves seemed to warp. Green slime spread, consuming concrete and steel, growing like a living organism. The realization. Peter's spider sense blared harder than ever. He landed on a crane, looking down. The docks, the streets, the entire harbor, alive with alien energy. Hundreds, maybe thousands of humans were cocooned or trapped, their veins glowing, their eyes flickering green. This isn't just an attack. This is terraforming. This is total control. He felt the weight of the world pressing down. And in the distance, the sky glowed brighter, signaling more arrivals. He clenched his fists. Okay, Peter Parker, you're Spider-Man. You save New York. You save everyone, even if it kills you. The wind blew, green light reflecting off his mask. Somewhere above, the insect gods watched, and the nest waited for its spider. The hive emerges. Manhattan under siege. Morning should have brought traffic, chatter, and the smell of bagels. Instead, Manhattan was silent, except for a deep, unnatural hum. From rooftops to streets, green veins crawled over buildings, pulsing with alien energy. Entire city blocks were wrapped in glistening silk, the hum growing louder, almost rhythmic. Spider-Man swung between the skyscrapers, eyes darting, spider sense screaming with every second. Everywhere he looked, humans were trapped in cocoons, green veins crawling beneath their skin, glowing faintly as if alive. He had seen villains, monsters, and symbiotes, but nothing like this. Swarm attack. From the Hudson River, massive insect drones poured into the city. Their wings shimmered with emerald light, mandibles snapping. Each step they took cracked asphalt. Each landing sent tremors through buildings. Peter swung into the middle of the chaos. Webs shot out, yanking drones off walls, slamming them together, tearing them apart. But no matter how many he stopped, more came. For every swarm he destroyed, 10 more emerged. Great, just another Tuesday, he muttered, dodging acid spray that ate through steel cables. A civilian nightmare. At Times Square, dozens of civilians hung suspended, cocooned in green silk. Their muffled screams echoed against towering billboards, some flickering under alien light. Peter dove in, swinging low, tearing silk apart, pulling people free. One man's eyes flickered green. He twitched violently. Hang on, you're coming with me. Peter yelled, webbing the man to a safe rooftop. But as he swung, he realized the terrifying truth. The veins beneath their skin weren't just controlling them. They were evolving them, changing their DNA, preparing them to serve the hive. The first god emerges. A massive shadow fell over the city. Spider-Man looked up. Above the skyline, an insect god larger than any building descended, wings shimmering emerald, mandibles clicking like steel doors. Your world will belong to the nest. Every life will serve or be consumed. The drones below howled in unison, responding to their master. Peter's heart raced. He knew brute force wouldn't be enough. He leapt toward the god, firing web after web. But the creature's reflexes were inhuman. One swipe of its claw shattered a skyscraper window, sending Spider-Man tumbling into a web of molten debris. Saving who he can. Spider-Man's eyes scanned the streets below. Civilians were trapped, drones swarming, alien silk spreading like wildfire. He fired webs in rapid succession, yanking drones from walls, smashing them into storefronts, pulling cocoon civilians free. One woman screamed as a drone drilled into her pod. He swung midair, catching the pod, tearing it apart, and landing safely. Every rescue brought hope, but also despair. For every life he saved, dozens more were being transformed. The hive's plan. From the sky, the insect god spoke, not with words, but directly in Peter's mind. Spider, we do not destroy. We evolve. You resist, but your blood resists differently. You are unique. You will serve the nest eventually. Spider-Man's eyes widened. He realized the truth. The hive wasn't just attacking. They were terraforming the city, the humans, the very planet, to become one living organism. This is not just New York. It's Earth becoming their nest. A glimmer of hope. Suddenly, a crane collapsed, scattering drones and giving Spider-Man a brief opening. He fired webs, yanking civilians out of harm's way. He landed on the dock edge, breathing hard, scanning the horizon. The skyline was littered with green cocoons, the hum of the hive filling the air. And yet, he noticed something. The insect god wasn't alone. Multiple silhouettes moved in the clouds above, smaller, humanoid insect gods descending from orbit. Oh no, it's just beginning, he thought. The chase begins. Spider-Man leapt from rooftop to rooftop, swinging past broken billboards and alien vines, following the largest drone cluster. His goal: find the hive's epicenter and stop the queen or god from fully emerging. But the closer he got, the heavier the air felt. The city seemed alive, breathing with the hive's pulse. The ground beneath him trembled. Green tendrils shot up from streets, trying to ensnare him, pulling him toward the center. Every move was a battle, every swing a fight against alien evolution itself. Cliffhanger. At the epicenter, a massive crater in Central Park. The largest egg yet pulsed with unearthly green light. Smaller drones circled it like satellites. Spider-Man landed atop a nearby building, eyes fixed. He whispered to himself, "All right, Parker, you've fought gods before. Time to fight again." And from inside the egg, a pulse of energy shot into the sky, green lightning cracking the clouds. The insect god's horde began marching outward, the city shaking with the sound of millions of alien wings. Spider-Man gritted his teeth. The hive has awakened, and now the real fight begins. The heart of the nest. Into the hive. Spider-Man swung over the Central Park crater. The epicenter of the alien invasion pulsed with green energy, like a heartbeat from another world. The air smelled metallic and alive. Tendrils of glowing silk stretched out in every direction, wrapping buildings, cars, and people. His spider sense screamed as he landed atop a cracked monument. Below, civilians hung cocooned in translucent silk, veins glowing emerald. The drones patrolled like soldiers, clicking in unison. This isn't just an invasion. It's a cathedral of evolution, Peter thought grimly. The emergence. From a crater rose the first insect god, a massive humanoid insect, towering over the surrounding buildings. Its chitin shimmered like dark emerald, wings unfurling, mandibles clicking with deadly precision. Peter fired web after web, but the creature's reflexes were instantaneous. One swipe of its claw shattered nearby lampposts, sending sparks and debris flying. "Spider-Man," a voice echoed his mind. "You resist, but you are unique. You will serve or fall." The god's energy pulsed into the city, cracking streets and causing cocoons to vibrate. Humans inside twitched, veins glowing brighter. Saving the innocent. Peter dove into the chaos. Civilians screamed as drones attacked. He swung low, yanking cocooned victims free, webbing drones together, tossing them into the Hudson. A child's pod began to tear open on its own, alien wings sprouting from its back. Peter fired a web, holding the child in place. "Hang on, you're not theirs yet," he yelled, ripping the silk off. The child's eyes flickered green, but slowly returned to normal as Spider-Man dragged them away. Every rescue felt like victory, but every second more cocoons appeared. The hive's expansion was relentless. The hive's mind. Spider-Man paused atop a skyscraper, catching his breath. His spider sense pulsed violently. He realized the truth. The drones weren't just controlled. They shared a collective consciousness, a hive mind. And the insect god at the center amplified their connection. "If I can't destroy the god, I can't stop the swarm." He leapt toward the crater, dodging acid spray, flying drones, and collapsing buildings. The air hummed with alien energy, and the wind carried whispers, voices of the hive echoing in his skull. First strike. Spider-Man landed at the crater edge. The insect god's multiple eyes locked onto him, calculating. It raised its claws and struck the ground. A shockwave rolled outward, knocking him off his feet. He recovered midair, firing web lines at the creature's legs, yanking them, trying to destabilize it. Sparks flew as chitin met steel, but the insect god barely staggered. From the crater, smaller drones surged upward, protecting their master, forming living walls. Spider-Man spun, firing webs in every direction, taking down dozens, but hundreds more replaced them instantly. The alien transformation. As he fought, Peter noticed humans in cocoons twitching violently. Veins pulsed green, their forms changing. Some sprouted wings, others developed extra limbs. A woman screamed as her cocoon cracked. She looked human, but her eyes glowed with alien intelligence. Spider-Man webbed her free, but she collapsed, muttering alien clicks. They're evolving faster than I can save them. He clenched his fists. Okay, Parker, you faced symbiotes, monsters, gods, but this is different. The Hive Queen awakens. From the depths of the crater, a second, larger pulse erupted. Another insect god emerged, larger and more terrifying than the first. Its wings stretched across several city blocks, mandibles dripping acid, claws snapping. Peter's stomach dropped. This wasn't just one god, it was an army's core. And this second emergence signaled the true awakening of the Hive. The drones below responded instantly, moving with terrifying synchronization. Buildings shuddered as their hive mind expanded. Desperate gambit. Spider-Man swung toward the first insect god, dodging acid and energy blasts. He landed on its shoulder, firing web lines into its eyes, hoping to blind it temporarily. The god roared, a sound not of air, but of psychic force, slamming Spider-Man into a concrete beam. Pain exploded across his body, but he crawled up determined. I've faced worse. I can beat this, he muttered, though doubt crept in. If I fall, the Hive wins. If I wait, they evolve faster than I can fight. Cliffhanger. Spider-Man fired webs into the Hive chamber ceiling, swinging above the city chaos. Below, cocoons quivered, humans and hybrids alike, green veins pulsing. The larger insect god rose fully, wings spread wide, energy pulsating like a heartbeat across the entire city. Its many eyes locked on Spider-Man. You cannot stop us, the Hive Queen's voice echoed in his mind. You are already part of the nest, whether you know it or not. Peter's eyes narrowed. No, not today. He leapt, swinging toward the colossal god, webs lashing in every direction, ready for the battle that would decide Earth's fate. The fall of the spider, the heart of the Hive. The Central Park crater had become a cathedral of alien evolution. The massive insect god, the Hive's core, towered over the city, wings stretched wide, dripping green venom that sizzled against asphalt. Spider-Man landed atop a twisted lamppost, breathing hard, every muscle screaming in protest. Below him, cocooned humans twitched violently, veins glowing emerald as the Hive pulsed through the city like a heartbeat. Smaller drones scurried along walls and wires, clicking and screeching in synchronized frenzy. Spider-Man's eyes locked on the largest egg at the Hive's center, throbbing with an eerie light. Something or someone inside radiated power, control, and intelligence. The Hive speaks. A psychic voice reverberated inside his skull. Spider, resistance is futile. Your world will serve a nest. Your blood will be our seed. Submit, and you may yet survive. Peter's gut twisted. He had faced gods before, but none like this. The sheer scale, the intelligence, the Hive's psychic reach. He could feel it burrowing into his mind, trying to dominate his thoughts. He gritted his teeth. Not today. First contact. The massive insect god shifted, spreading its wings, and from the central egg emerged a humanoid figure, partially transformed, alien veins pulsing, eyes glowing green. Spider-Man's stomach dropped. The Hive was creating its own queen. He fired webs, striking at drones, but hundreds more emerged instantly. The ground trembled with every movement of the alien queen, every pulse of the Hive. This isn't just an army, it's evolution itself, Peter thought, dodging a swipe of the queen's claw. Battle amid chaos. Spider-Man swung low, tearing cocooned humans free as the city around him became a living hive. Skyscrapers groaned, streets bulged, An alien silk snaked through every corner. He slammed drones into walls, fired webs in every direction, even ripped apart small eggs, but for every one destroyed, 10 more formed. He landed near the queen, firing concentrated web blasts. The queen raised her hand, and the webs disintegrated instantly, leaving him exposed. The hive pulsed, sending psychic waves into Spider-Man's mind. Visions of cocooned humans writhing, of the city consumed, of himself standing transformed, part of the hive. Inner struggle. Peter collapsed, clutching his head. The hive's psychic force tried to claim him, promising him ultimate power if he submitted. All the strength I've ever wanted, the ability to save everyone, just give in. But he felt something else, a whisper, MJ's voice, somewhere inside the hive energy. Peter, fight it. Don't give in. Spider-Man's fingers twitched. He gritted his teeth, forcing himself to rise. Pain, fatigue, and psychic assault battered him. But he was Spider-Man. He didn't submit. He fought, turning the tide. He lunged at the queen, firing web after web, catching her limbs, slowing her down. Drones swarmed, but he slashed and swung, using every trick, every ounce of agility and strength. He realized the hive's psychic connection had a central node, the largest egg. If he could destroy it, the hive might falter. Spider-Man webbed himself to a nearby crane and swung, firing acid-infused web lines at the egg, shattering it. A blinding green explosion rippled outward. Drones screeched, humans twitched, and the queen staggered. The psychic grip weakened. Spider-Man gasped, feeling the hive's hold loosen. The hive strikes back. The queen roared, her scream a psychic assault that sent Spider-Man flying into a shattered building. Pain exploded across his body, his vision blurred. You cannot stop evolution. You will become part of it. Peter struggled to his feet, blood dripping from cuts, mask torn. He looked at the queen, half human, half insect, and realized she wasn't entirely alien yet. She was vulnerable, and her human side could be reached. MJ, you're still there? I know it. He whispered. The sacrifice. To save the city, Spider-Man needed a distraction. He wrapped massive web lines around the queen, pulling her toward the edge of the crater while drones tried to attack him. The hive pulsed violently, energy cracking streets, throwing buildings aside. Spider-Man's hands bled, muscles strained, but he didn't stop. He launched the queen into the air, webbing her toward a collapsing structure, giving civilians a chance to escape. The hive screeched, enraged, sending psychic waves that nearly knocked him unconscious. Cliffhanger. Spider-Man landed atop a twisted crane, bruised, bleeding, barely able to move. Below, the queen struggled, the hive in chaos. But from the shattered green egg, more pulses of alien energy radiated outward. Another god, larger, more terrifying, awakening beneath the city. Spider-Man clenched his fists, eyes burning with determination. This isn't over. The nest isn't finished. And I'm the only one standing between it and the world. The last web, the city on the brink. New York was barely recognizable. Streets bulged with alien silk, skyscrapers wrapped in glowing green veins, and cocooned humans hung like ornaments in the chaos. Spider-Man swung through the streets, dodging acid sprays, flying drones, and collapsing buildings. His body was battered, mask torn, muscles screaming, but he couldn't stop. The city, the people, and MJ were counting on him. Above, the central insect god and the hive queen, the partially transformed MJ, towered over the crater, pulsing with alien energy. Their combined psychic aura sent the city trembling. Spider-Man gritted his teeth. This ends tonight. Reaching the queen, he leapt toward MJ, now fully aware of her half-human consciousness struggling inside the alien shell. MJ, listen to me. You're stronger than this, he yelled, webbing a cocooned limb to hold her steady. Her eyes flickered between green alien glow and human brown. Peter, I can't. I'm part of the hive, she whispered, voice trembling. Spider-Man's heart clenched. He knew that if he didn't act fast, she and the city will be lost forever. I've saved people from symbiotes, monsters, and gods. I can do this too. Battle against the Hive. The central insect god roared, sending psychic waves that shook the city. Spider-Man dodged falling debris, acid, and massive wing strikes. Every move required split-second timing. One mistake would kill him. He fired webs at drones, yanking them into each other, smashing them against walls, and ripping apart eggs. Civilians freed from cocoons stumbled to safety, but more were constantly emerging, transformed or partially changed. Spider-Man's spider sense flared. He realized the Hive had a core node in the largest egg beneath the crater. Destroy it, and the Hive's psychic connection might falter. The climax. Spider-Man leapt onto the central egg, webbing himself to a crane to anchor his momentum. With every ounce of strength, he fired an acid-laced web barrage. The egg cracked, glowing energy exploding outward. The Hive's psychic screams roared through his mind. He screamed back, focusing every thought on MJ, on the people, on the city. The Queen faltered, her glow dimming as Spider-Man swung toward her. MJ, fight it. Fight for yourself, he shouted. Her alien mandibles twitched. Slowly, the human side emerged, struggling against the Hive's influence. She cried out, reaching for him. Sacrifice and redemption. The central insect god lunged at Spider-Man, mandibles snapping. He twisted midair, firing a web line to anchor the creature to a collapsing building. Steel and debris bent under the combined weight of creature and city. Spider-Man dove, grabbing MJ from her cocoon. Acid dripped from the alien Hive, burning the streets, but he pushed forward, webbing civilians and debris aside. The Hive's psychic pulse intensified, threatening to overwhelm him, but he focused on human resilience, on the people, on love. The building supporting the Hive's core cracked underweight. Spider-Man wrapped the Queen and central node together in reinforced webbing. He leapt away as the structure collapsed into the Hudson, dragging the Hive core and central insect god with it. The aftermath. Water erupted into green steam as the Hive's core sank beneath the river. Alien drones shrieked, falling lifelessly, and the psychic hold weakened. Cocooned humans regained consciousness, veins fading to normal. Spider-Man collapsed onto a nearby rooftop, bruised, bleeding but alive. MJ fell into his arms, fully human, tears streaming down her face. You saved me, she whispered. Peter smiled weakly. Always. MJ. Always. Epilogue. A city rebuilt. Days later, New York began to heal. Skyscrapers were repaired, streets cleared, and the people slowly recovered from the alien infestation. MJ and Peter stood atop a restored building, watching the sunrise. The memory of the Hive lingered, but hope returned with each breath. Peter adjusted his mask, looking toward the horizon. Somewhere in the universe, the insect gods might still watch, waiting. But he was ready. The web of life, humanity, and heroism had endured. And Spider-Man? He swung once more across the skyline, a symbol of resilience, courage, and the undying human spirit. The end.